Oh, man. Ladies and gentlemen, are we live? I hope so. Are we? Maybe. Welcome to the very last Smackdown of the season. Are we live for real? Like, I feel like I'm wasting my time. Oh, no, I'm not. Welcome to the very last Smackdown of the 2K25 Online Universe Mode season. I am, of course, your host, Big Money Moves James Stevenson, and that right there on the left is Corey Hunt, and the man on the right is the CEO of EGO, Cam Hardy. The Camera Hunters having a big match coming up at SummerSlam, as they will be contending for the tag team championships, going up against the Usos and Pretty Deadly, and what should be a hell of a match. The tag titles on the line in a TLC match. Last week we saw Corey Hunt in action in a triple threat match. What up, Kamari? Before I forget, we saw Corey Hunt in action last week in a triple threat against Elton Prince and Jey Uso, with one half of the tag team champions picking up that victory in Elton Prince by pinning Corey. Now this week we're going to have Cam Hardy going up against Jimmy Uso and Kit Wilson. All the other halves of the teams will be in action to start off SmackDown, and what should be a very, very, very bittersweet episode, as that means we are finally at the end of this journey. And it's kind of weird for me to be doing this episode alone, because again, this is it. Before the two pay-per-views, of course, but like this is it as for regular shows. On the left we got Jey Uso, on the right we got Jimmy Uso representing the Usos, of course. I don't know how to feel right now, but the Usos, if you don't know, have had issues with both of these teams for months. I hate to vote against. Here we go. I ain't even put the poll up yet. You didn't even give me a chance. You're already... Where's my laptop? Well, I hate when people touch my stuff. Dang, where is my laptop for real? Kamari, I'm glad you could join us for join me, I guess, for the last SmackDown. Jimmy Uso ready for action? Yes, boy! Look at them hitting their dance. Here comes those guys. We got the tag team champions making their way to the ring. And I will be honest with you 100%. Pretty Deadly have had such a run ever since winning the NXT Tag Team Championships. They carried over that momentum into this season, and they've done the exact same thing. Oh. We got, you said you hate going against Cam, but that's what you said. Okay, good to know. But Pretty Deadly has the biggest task ahead of them come SummerSlam. Again, they don't have to be pinned. This is a triple threat tornado tag. Or it's a triple threat TLC, which is still a tornado tag, which means they don't have to be pinned to lose their championships. They don't have to be submitted. They have to climb a 20-foot ladder, get all the way to the top, and unhook those tag team championships to retain. This is something they've never been in before. This is a different type of scenario, and honestly, I think in that case, it favors somebody like the Usos. What Pretty Deadly, as confident as ever, and that's really what you're gonna need. Those guys have, like I said, been on a tear, so I don't see any issue with them going into this matchup. They're coming off of Kit Wilson's huge win last week. Hopefully Elton Prince can keep it going this week, or Elton Prince's victory last week, and hopefully Kit Wilson can keep it going this week. Who's in this match? It's Kit. Okay, I'm not tripping. And Kid starts off with a shoulder tackle, dodges Cam, and the tag team champion going after both men. And he's doing a very good job. Cam Hardy's there to stop it. Hits him with a famouser. Let me put up this poll. Jimmy Uso now inverted DDT onto Cam. Kit Wilson and Jimmy Uso back at it. Boom. You know, some people say that Pretty Deadly's reign would have been over by now. At one point, the Camera Hunters went up against them for the Tag Team Championships, and when they had, I believe it was Elton Prince dead to rights, Jimmy Uso was there to make the DQ. And then, when the Usos had their opportunity at the same championships, it was Cam Hardy who jumped the barricade, cut the cameras on Jimmy Uso, leaving Jey Uso in a 2-on-1 scenario, which allowed Pretty Deadly to retain then. There goes Jimmy crashes to the outside. Jey Uso playing a little distraction on Cam. Kit Wilson the one to take advantage. Back elbow from the CEO. Picks him up. Beautiful spine buster from Hardy. Forearm. Jimmy Uso now going off on Cam. Cam having a... Back rake. Now Cam takes out the legs of Kid Wilson, going for the easy win. Victory roll. Or an ankle prime victory hold right there. Couldn't get the cover. Of course, Jimmy Uso right there to break it up. Chop. Chop. Another one. Spinning heel kick right there from Uso. Back to... Oh, my gosh. What a throat thrust right there. Almost... Hello? Oh, hi. I almost knocked that man's lights out. Looked like we were at a power slap competition. Super kick right there from Uso. What's going on? Keep having to look around. I'm not liking this. Snap power slam right there from Cam. Kid Wilson rolling out. Cam and Uso, the only two standing. Cam looking for a beautiful double spring moonsault. Jimmy rolls out of the way. Super kick on the money from Uso. Going for the cover. Going for the cover. Is that it? One. Only a one count. Only a one count. Cam saved himself from disaster. Beautiful flapjack right there. Now what? Nothing, because Jimmy Uso takes down Hardy. And now Uso and Hardy back and forth. They know each other like the back of their hands. I mean, let's be real. They've gone toe-to-toe enough to know each other this well. Kid Wilson with a swing of the kendo stick. Jimmy still fighting on. Another swing from Kid Wilson. They're not doing any damage. Cam hit with a suplex. And now another shot with the kendo stick from Kid Wilson. Going for the cover off the kendo stick blow. Can't be enough. Only a one count. Cam back to his feet. Blood rushing from his face. Springboard drop kick. On the money. He's not done. Punt kick from Hardy. I would have pinned off that punt kick. But here we go now. Underhook gut buster. Pole going. Cam Hardy to pick up this dub. That's interesting. I don't hate that. Corey Hunt just took off that top turnbuckle. Oh my goodness, right across the back. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, let me respond to this. Chat saying, let's go Cam. That's different. Haven't seen that in a minute. Uh-oh, Hardy. A boy's disaster drop kick as Jimmy was getting back to his feet. Going for the cover off the drop kick. A little bit, way too much time wasted, to be honest with you. Them Uso attires fire. Appreciate it, appreciate it. Drop out on the top rope, left to dry. And now Kit Wilson once again going to town on Jimmy Uso DDT. Wilson going to the outside. Cam back to his feet. What's Cam thinking? He's just telling who does he want to get up? Is he about to meet Kit Wilson on the other side? Kit Wilson said, let's do it. Cam knocked it right out of his hands. Uh-oh. Big boot to the... Of course I do. Of course I do. It only happened one time. I promise I'm going to remember you from this point forward. It was just, you know, like, we go on these hiatuses, and by we, I mean them. So, like, it'd be like, oh, but I promise I got you. Cam turned around. Jimmy Uso. Forearm to the back. Double it up. A third. Cam tried to get back in the ring. It didn't happen right there. Still going off on Jimmy Uso right after right, and he switches to a left at the end. Question 2K26. It's gonna be Matt Cardona. It's gonna be Matt Cardona. It won't be the radio silence though. Cam Hardy looking for that suicide torpedo DDT. And look, follows it up, a tornado DDT from the CEO of EGO. Mr. Cut the Cameras doing his job right now. Or he was. Jimmy Uso right there on top of the tag team or one half of the tag team champions. Uh-oh. That's real. You're right. I didn't even know it was called radio silence for real. I barely hear it. Back in the ring we go. Cam tossing Jimmy. And now Cam counters. Back in goes Kid as well. Hardy getting back in the ring. Jimmy Uso on top of Kid Wilson. Kid Wilson now stuck in the middle. Over the top rope he goes. Cam caught with a table shot. Is this a number one contender match? No. It is actually oh, look at that. Jey Uso unintentionally costing his brother a pinfall right there. But the match at SummerSlam is going to be the Camera Hunters versus Pretty Deadly versus the Usos in a TLC match for the Tag Team Championship. Last week we had the three men on the outside, Corey Hunt, Elton Prince, and Jey Uso in action in a triple threat. This week is the follow-up. So this is really like a momentum booster. As Cam Hardy hit the paradigm shift but could not get a cover right there. Enziguri from Jimmy. Oh, so cross body right there. Double accent off the barricade. Could you for sure. What game? Just let me know which game. I'm getting stuff set up for 26 anyway, so I mean, hey, that's cool. Kendo stick blow after kendo stick blow. Oh, spear out of nowhere from Kid Wilson. And a code breaker to follow. Cam, suicide dive. Whoa. I don't think that was the plan right there. What am I missing? Belly to belly right there from Uso. Uh-oh. Cam. You're an idiot. You deserve that wholeheartedly. He will be possibly next season. He possibly will be. Uh-oh. Kid Wilson slamming Cam's face off that trash can. Make them the new it. And then throwing it off of Jimmy Uso's face. Now Cam trying to fight himself out of a dangerous situation. Jimmy Uso staring at Kid Wilson. It seems like this is the only time where those two get along. They both seem like they have a common enemy in Kid Wilson, but Kid Wilson somehow keeps fighting this off. Maybe he's showing exactly why he's been one half of the tag team champions for so long. At one point, like I always say, they used to call Pretty Deadly. They used to say that there was a weak link. John Morrison with Pretty Deadly would be dope. I can see that. I've seen a lot of things. You would be amazed at what was supposed to happen this season that didn't happen. Like, Pretty Deadly did have something going on. I just didn't get to do it. And that's okay. Code breaker to Cam! I'm here to tell you that is not going to happen. That is not going to happen. Only thing I'm sad about is I didn't get to finish that the way I wanted to. Right off the face of Hardy again. Wait. Off the trash can blow too? Kick out. Whoa. Cam might be rocked. Did I change everyone's moveset? Some people, but not everybody. Codebreaker. Jimmy Uso has no clue. 1, 2, and Pretty Deadly get the clean sweep in the triple threat matches. Both members of the Camera Hunters getting pinned in these matches. The momentum is completely on the tag team champion side heading into SummerSlam. That is not what I expected here. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm very shocked, but I don't know why. These guys have been the tag team champions all season for a reason. There was no reason for me to downplay them. If you could have asked for my card this year, like it's on 25 and 26. All my characters are. Where is it gonna be from in game time? So like what month? Look at that. Pretty Deadly once again victorious. But like is that what you're asking? Oh, it's fudge. I remembered this. I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember. Watch. By the time Heatwave comes around, I'll remember, which is terrible. What was that? What was that noise? I have no clue. What match is this? Oh, I know what match this is. Where should SummerSlam be? I'm gonna go whatever you say. But what I can say right now is this matchup coming up next is a little bit of tag team action. Ladies and gentlemen, that man right there at SummerSlam, he has his hands full because he'll be going up against Ashante Thea. Oh, perfect time, whoever did those graphics. But he will be facing Ashante Theodonis, the United States champion, as well as the Mad Dragon, Ilya Dragunov, for that prestigious United States title. A title that's been, really all the titles right now have been held by Hit Row. Swerve is the main champion. He is the undisputed champion. And Ashante has been on a tear as United States champion. I've always said it. If there was a breakout star, it was Ashante Theodonis this year. But before we can get to that, Aleister Black has to team up with a man he's had issues with for weeks in the Mad Dragon, Ilya Dragunov. This is not ideal for him. Because this comes down to, can he trust his tag team partner here tonight? We've seen scenarios like this before. Unintentionally, I'm not here to throw shade, but we've seen situations where, can we finish? It's going to have to be something else in mind. Like, it's a lot of stuff that went down that kind of like stops me from doing what I really wanted to do. So like, you know, some stuff is going to get carried over to 26. Some stuff you might not ever see again. Miami, I can see Miami. But okay, SummerSlam Miami, I can see that. I can see that. I'll make sure I say that on stream. I don't know where it's gonna say it, where we're from, but like, being real, because again, it's a lot of stuff going on. So like, I don't even know how 26 is about to play out, to be real. Like, I know I'm there. That's all I know though. So like, we're quite literally gonna figure it out when we get there. Yes, it is the go home show. It's the last SmackDown of the season. Like this is the literal go home show. Black and Ilya Dragunov, two dangerous men to be standing side by side. Two of the most hard-hitting competitors we've ever seen in the KHWA. And now they're on the same side, at least for a night. But it doesn't matter because on your right, we got R-Truth. In the middle, we got B-Fab. You know, SummerSlam is going to happen. You know, I'm being real. I don't know when it's going to happen. Being completely honest, this should have been happening. This show should have been out months ago. It should have been out so long ago. Like at this point, the reason why I'm doing this right now by myself is because I got tired of waiting. Like this was like the last regular show of the season. Of course, I wanted more people to be around, but I'm also not gonna keep waiting because there's other things to do. But like I was saying, that man right there, that's the United States champion. That is Ashante Theodonis. And we've seen Ashante Theodonis in scenarios like this before. He started off the season post SummerSlam July 31st. Wait 2 more weeks. 3 more weeks. Wait, am I slow? Yeah, 3 more weeks. I don't know if I can do that on the real. But Ashante Theodonis, this has been his season. There is nobody that's been a bigger franchise player than Ashante. No matter if you love him or hate him, I feel like you have to give him his credit. You have to give him his due diligence this season because he's honestly been one of the high points of SmackDown. And tonight, teaming up with I can't say like his best friend in R-Truth, but a guy who's been by his side for a long time. Somebody we saw very unlikely. We seen Ashante pull R-Truth from the dirt, from the ground. He was a nobody. And R-Truth now, look where he is, in the ring with top talent. He's in the ring competing against Aleister Black and Ilya Dragunov. He's had Money in the Bank qualifying opportunities. He's had championship opportunities. Opportunities he probably never would have seen if he wasn't around Ashante Theodonis and Hit Row. What's up? Stiff shot. And oh my gosh, Aleister Black is just so amazing to watch in the ring. Hitting that sequence, followed it up with a springboard dropkick. That's just something you wouldn't see from a oh my goodness. He is not letting R-Truth get anything. Stuck in the corner. Tell me about it. Like R-Truth is really like, I won't say he's the glue. He's a very essential part of Hit Row though. Aleister Black is cooking him right now though, I won't lie. He's getting whooped on. Going for the cover. One, Ashante already in the ring to break it up. That's not a good sign. Discus knee misses. Truth, super kick misses. Rolls out of the barrel roll. Bang. Thank you. Truth trying to find a way into this matchup. It's just not happening. Aleister Black has him in the corner. Back elbow from Truth. If you're smart, you would have got out of the ring, but instead he wants to show that he can fight. Hey, dodges that bicycle knee strike. That probably would have been the icing on the cake. This might have been a very short night for Hit Row. R-Truth caught with a spinning back elbow. And now he makes the tag as Aleister Black looked like he wanted a springboard. Ashante in the ring, goes for a duck under, clothesline from Black. Aleister Black is red hot right now. But Ashante, never mind. I was going to say Ashante, maybe, here we go. Never mind again. Ashante and R-Truth have been countered after counter, and he spikes him with a DDT. That might be what they need to get into this matchup. But I was going to say Aleister Black is 2v1ing them right now. Ashante Theodonis has been on top of his game all season. I have never seen him in a predicament like this. Kick to the midsection. The U.S. champ community died when... Oh, yeah, that's real. I can see that. I can definitely see that. Off the ropes. Big move from Ashante. and now taking some time to taunt. I would tell him that that's a big problem, but he's been the champion for a minute, so I guess he understands. You can't really tell a champ anything. They've already made it to the top. Let him do him. Stiff right, and now look at him. Jab. Another one. Bang. Now stomping Aleister Black out in the corner. Forearm smash from the Mad Dragon. He hops down. Ashante, frustrated, can't get his hands on him, stomps away again. Who is my favorite? Who would be my favorite universe? Goran Perkins. Up and down he goes. What's up, Deshaun Jackson? Ashante taunting near R-Truth. I don't think he realizes that Ilya Dragunov is legal now. I bet he does now. How's the day been? Welcome to the Online Universe Mode. I don't know if you've ever been in one of these episodes. Online Universe Mode. This is a different type of episode, to be honest with you. It's just me. One, kick out. But normally I'm joined by at least one other person, one or two people. Spike Evans or Roy Perkins. I'm not stuck on 25. I don't like I'm not stuck. Let's never mind. It's okay. If you're stuck, I'm stuck. We together. Turns him around, looking for a neck breaker. Ashante able to keep control a lot more with Ilya Dragunov as he's going off the ropes and hits that twisted face buster signature maneuver right there from Ashante Theodonis. He's backing that thing up. Everybody is on 25. That's so cool. As Ashante is looking for a long kiss. Good night to the Mad Dragon. A one. Broken up immediately by Black. Right hook right there from Ashante. Tried to double it up. Aleister Black, beautiful forearm, leans him right into a German suplex from Dragunov. And just like that, momentum is back on the side of Dragunov and Black. Even working together to put some damage on the champ. And look at that, Ashante wisely right back out of the ring. This is what I was talking about. Meteor right there to R-Truth. So is my name Cam? I'm Big Money Moves James Stevenson. That's me. I'm Big Money Moves James. Yeah, my name's Cam. This is my channel. For real, yeah. But I'm Big Money Moves James Stevenson right now. That's all that matters right now. Aleister Black. Aleister Black caught by R-Truth with those thigh kicks, and now R-Truth showing off a little bit of his power. Off the ropes. Drop kick right to the dome piece. R-Truth taking a little dance break, busting a move. All right, Truth. You've been busting the move a little too long. Went for it. Didn't get it right there. Aleister Black, another right. Black! Whoa. Was about to go for Black Mass. Got caught by Truth. And now a little Jimmy from Truth. Going for the cover. Dragunov right there to break it up, of course. Right, missed again. That's embarrassing. Ducked it. Black caught with a right. Double it up. Triple it up. Truth, a chop, countered, right hook, and a bicycle knee. Caught him on the money. Aleister Black picks him up. Drew won Money in the Bank. Yes. McIntyre did win Money in the Bank. You are very correct. Kitchen sinking to a huge knee strike. This is dangerous if Black and Dragunov learn how to work together, and now Dragunov gonna plant him, power bomb, fold him like a pretzel. Could be the match. Ashante there to break it up. Ashante accidentally hit the referee right there. The referee is down, and here we go. H-bomb. Is he gonna go for the cover? There's no referee. Dragunov is very aware of that. He's going to take advantage. He's going to go to the middle rope and hit a senton to follow it up. Now he goes for the cover. The referee is back up. Yes, Heat Wave is the next show. 1, 2. Barely kicking out his R-Truth. You're cooking right now. Heat Wave is the next show. Clothesline from Truth. Stomp. Undertaker versus who? It's Undertaker versus Stone Cold. Lil Jimmy after throwing him into the referee. Tag, in comes Ashante. But it's Undertaker versus Stone Cold. Long kiss goodnight after the Lil Jimmy. Aleister Black has to be the one to make the save right there. That's real. That was a good save. But like I was saying, there's Undertaker versus Stone Cold. Stone Cold won a 6-man eliminator on the last NXT in the main event. 1, 2, off the backslide, couldn't get it there. Welcome everybody to the stream. Spine buster from Adonis. Not allowing Ilya to get out of the ring, trying to keep him isolated. Ashante Theodonis is on fire. Right after right, slams his face into the mat. What's Adonis thinking? Into the corner. Dragunov, you're in trouble. Shoulder tackle. Double it up. Adonis. This might be the best version of Ashante Theodonis I've seen. Oh, man. I am too. Like, that was really my show. Like, I ran NXT for every season of Universe Mode, but this one. It was so different switching over to SmackDown, but I loved the change at the same time. 1, 2, off the... That was almost it. But, like, it's... Man. Black Mass! The champ is out! 1, 2... Hey, Truth. Truth? Truth not getting out of the ring. Aleister Black has his hands. Oh, off the distraction. Long kiss goodnight. No, caught him. Enziguri. The referee is counted. Give you Undertaker versus Obafemi. Obafemi is fighting for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. And Ashante Theodonis is flying through the skies on SmackDown. Right. Double it. Soul kick from Adonis. Here we go. Into the ring we go. Ashante has Black where he wants him. Ashante going to the corner. Seems like he's standing up. We've seen him take heads off. Looking for that punch, kick, and down and out goes Black. 1, 2. What I need a PC for? Tag, in comes R-Truth. And a clothesline immediately takes him out. Every time R-Truth stepped in this ring, it has not gone Hit Row's way. Samad, I mean, I feel you. But like, you know, this is technically supposed to be an online thing. Corkscrew axe kick right there. Is this technically supposed to be an online thing? They're just not around like that right now. So 1, 2, off the axe kick, kick out. That might have been the biggest victory of R-Truth's career. If he picked it. Oh my God! What the? Black Mass! R-Truth was standing up for it. Seems like another Little Jimmy or an attitude adjustment. Got caught with Black Mass. What? That was crazy. Hits the splash on Black. Takes out Dragunov. What is Truth doing? What is Truth doing? Chair in hand. Truth off the ropes. He faked him out. Kicks in midsection. Whoa, whoa. Truth out of... Had to readjust the referee right there in the right spot to save Aleister Black from disaster. Adonis now Hit Row is trying to find a way to cheat. This is getting crazy. Ashante wisely back in the ring. And now back out of the ring. Ashante has a game plan. R-Truth being attacked right now. Referee takes the chair out of Ashante's hands. And now Aleister Black kitchen sink. Do I write my shows like scripted? Definitely not. Whoa! Ashante just pulled the referee into the... Aleister Black, you just... Oh, nah. That's a female ref. Lil Jimmy from R-Truth. Ashante can't believe what he just did. He can't believe that worked. Still steps thrown on top of Black. Uh-oh. Ashante is going to take advantage. Everything just went his way. Adonis looking for a long kick. The bell just rung. She just called a DQ. She gave it to Hit Row. There is no way. The referee just called a disqualification on Black for something that Ashante the Adonis did. There is no way. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Okay. That's what I like. What is this BS for real? There's no way Hit Row just won like that. I don't even know what to say right there. I genuinely, that is probably one of the worst calls of the season. But now it's time to move on to some women's action. That right there is one half of your women's tag team champions. And trust me when I say I'm just as confused as you are when it comes to those women's tag team titles. Because we haven't seen them defended one time this season. We haven't seen Blair and Flair together one time this season. And honestly, they're just an accessory at this point. Because the women's tag team division, it seems to have died last year. And their belts just exist now. Or something. But regardless, last week we saw the women's undisputed champion Tiffany Stratton in action against Naomi, where she came out on top. Which means that this week we're going to be seeing the Queen, Charlotte Flair, going up against the Queen of the Ring, Liv Morgan, as we head towards SummerSlam, ladies and gentlemen. This should be one for the ages. Let me be honest with you. I think this might go down as one of the greatest women's matches of all time. You should bring that. And that was already discussed. We already talked about where all the champions, because you got to remember NXT has briefcases too. So it'll be crazy for me to take the briefcases away from the NXT guys. Or the guys and girls down there, as well as the titles. So that's already been discussed. But that right there hasn't been discussed enough. That is the Queen of the Ring. This is one part of the Judgment Day. That's Liv Morgan. And at SummerSlam, Liv Morgan will have her hands full with Tiffany Stratton for that women's undisputed title. And let me be real. Tiffany Stratton and that Botox buster is one of the most dangerous things that you could ever see in life. There's nobody I've seen that's kicked out of the Botox buster and came out still the same person. Once you get caught with that tornado kick, you might as well call it. But Liv Morgan looks to do the I can't answer. I can't respond to that one. But Liv Morgan looking to do something that not gonna get me in this. As Liv Morgan, look, don't do anything else like that. But Liv Morgan's gonna try and do something that no other woman on the roster could do so far and dethrone Tiffany Stratton. She almost just got her head took off by Charlotte Flair, that reverse back elbow. Dodges, kick, dodged, locks up. You know, when you look, if you squint your eyes, they're basically the same person in a smaller font. Charlotte in trouble getting that arm worked on. And now here we go. This is what was expected, to be honest with you. Definitely not a good idea. No. Definitely not. Liv Morgan getting that arm worked on. Now Charlotte Flair switches to a headlock. This is one thing you don't want to do, is get into a technical battle with Charlotte Flair. Cam and Lola Vice. That's more of a Roy Perkins thing. Roy Perkins definitely be fiending over Lola Vice, as Liv Morgan now has her from behind. As Charlotte takes her down. These two are really going at it in a technical battle right now. This is crazy. It's not really even a battle, because it's been all Charlotte. Liv Morgan has to, like, she's getting overpowered, and like, there we go. Going for a cover off that knee is insane. One, not even a one count. Morgan back to her feet. Why are you trying to ship Cam with somebody so badly? What's going on there? Another back elbow to the Queen of the Ring. Going for a cover. One. Kick out. Now Morgan going for a roll-up. One. Elbow. Stomp. Double foot stomp. Roundhouse. And Zaguri. And a spear. This might be a very short match. I'm really shocked at Liv Morgan's performance right now. A 2 count right now off the spear. Like, this is actually getting... I didn't. What about you? Forearm. I'm eating some good wrestling. Charlotte has a hold of Morgan right now. Slamming her. Dang, we in the same boat. Oh my gosh, a shoulder tackle right there, pancaking away. Liv Morgan is busted open. I didn't even realize that. Charlotte Flair is just demolishing Liv. Move, pancake. Liv Morgan is screaming in pain. I haven't heard that before. Moonsault right there. Zaxby's, that's a dub. What you got from Zaxby's? Like a wings and things. A kick and chair. Oh, I was about to call out a natural selection. Liv Morgan gonna try and steal it. One. Kick out immediately. But Morgan might be able to get back in this match. Clothesline. Double it up. How did I know? It takes out the legs. And Charlotte right back up. Kick. Liv Morgan said, we're going to shut that down. Looking for that 2. Oh, 1. Face a breaker. Morgan finding a way back in this match. And look, just like that, looking for the home wrecker. You don't have to tell her to do better. She is doing better. Reverse hip attack into the corner off the roll. Kick. Double it up. Morgan has Charlotte. Bad position. Alley-oop. Now what? Yeah, that's what it's called. It's called the home wrecker. As Liv Morgan scoop slam to Charlotte. Going to the middle rope. Wants Charlotte back to her feet. What's she thinking? Oh. I think I know what she was thinking, but she's only done that one time. So maybe not. Another spinning back elbow, though. That's why it's called high risk, ladies and gentlemen. Just like that, Liv Morgan lost control of this matchup. And now she's about to be locked in the figure. Hey, if Charlotte can get that bridge, and she... Whoa. She couldn't get a grip right there. Splash, though, from the Queen. Now going for the cover. 1, 2, kick out. she couldn't keep the grip on the figure 8. Forearm. And now Morgan caught with a backbreaker. Maybe Liv Morgan wasn't the right pick in this match. Knee drop from the Queen. This has been a decimation. Look, like foot on the chest before hitting a double foot or a double knee. Like Charlotte is toying with Liv Morgan right now. Uh-oh. Boston Crab. Is Liv Morgan gonna tap? Liv flips her off. No way you go for the cover off that. One, she can't be for real. What is she thinking? Like, okay, there we go. Face buster right there from Morgan. Pick Charlotte up. Liv Morgan dragging her to the corner. Okay. And once again, looked like she wanted to scoop slam. Charlotte counters DDT, plants the Queen of the Ring. Once again, if Charlotte Flair is doing this to Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton has an easy night. As Charlotte just hit her with a 2-piece, no biscuit, no fries, just the meat. Here we go. Moonsault goes for the cover. 1, 2, kick out from Morgan. And now Charlotte has her set up for natural selection. And she's not done. Once again, wants to humiliate the Queen of the Ring 2 days before SummerSlam. Gonna make Liv Morgan tap to the figure 8. And this time she gets the bridge. Liv Morgan screaming in pain. But one thing we know about Morgan, she's very resilient. She won't give up. She would rather pass out than tap out. Is this going to be one of those cases? What you mean? I didn't do anything. I'm watching just like you. And to the corner. Morgan. What's she thinking? Charlotte pushes her off again. Takes out the legs. Liv Morgan, code breaker. Going for the cover. 1, 2. Kick out from Charlotte at 2. And Oblivion! Out of nowhere, Oblivion catches Charlotte. 1, 2, kick out from Flair. Whoa, looked like Liv went for another one. Couldn't get it that time. Charlotte off the ropes. Back elbow countered that time. Morgan has Charlotte. Stomps on the arm. Stomp to the leg. Oh, that was a nice counter. Oh, that was bad. A kip up might have just saved her. Charlotte now roll up on Morgan. 1, 2, kick out from Liv. And now Liv ducks it. Morgan roll up of her own. 1, 2, and Liv Morgan steals the victory. That's the big victory heading into SummerSlam. Morgan got everything tossed at her, including the kitchen sink. She survived tonight. But all that matters is Liv Morgan won this matchup. It doesn't matter how she did it. All that matters is that she did it. The momentum is on her side. But it's also on Tiffany's side. That's going to be a very interesting matchup to watch. I'm not tripping. 1, 2, kick out right there. Right there, Liv Morgan caught her with an oblivion. That is really when the tides started to change in this matchup. Look at the blood running down her face. And right here, Charlotte tried to get out of there, got the bridge on the cover. Liv still found a way to kick out, got a smooth roll up of her own, and that just so happened to do it. Caught Charlotte off guard, and you can see Charlotte clearly frustrated. Morgan doesn't care. Charlotte Flair, that was your match to win, but congrats to Liv Morgan. My goodness, we got to get her cleaned up. But ladies and gentlemen, we have reached my least favorite, or it's normally my favorite part of the show. But tonight is different because this is it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the main event. That man right there, some call him the underdog from the underground, some call him a mosquito, but me, I call him Sami Zayn. Why? Because his name is Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn came back at Money in the Bank, trying to be a hero, at a time where it was Swerve versus Kevin Owens for the Undisputed Championship. Sami Zayn made his heroic return to stop Drew McIntyre from cashing in that Money in the Bank, trying to save Kevin Owens his undisputed title, trying to get revenge on Swerve, and ended up accidentally costing Kevin Owens that title when he caught him with a haluva kick right across the face. Ever since then, Sami Zayn has been trying to get back on Kevin Owens' good side. Last week, it was Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens going up against the Undisputed Champion Swerve, as well as Mr. Money in the Bank, Drew McIntyre. And at a time where you thought it couldn't get any worse for Swerve, Drew McIntyre turned his back on Swerve, hit him with Glasgow Kiss. Kevin Owens caught him with a stunner, and then Sami Zayn would hit a haluva kick to pick up the victory. And that gave me an idea. Sami Zayn had technically just pinned the Undisputed Champion. Sami Zayn and Swerve have had beef going back to NXT, going back to when both of these men were out of action for over a season and a half. So what better way for this to end this season than Swerve going up against Sami Zayn one-on-one for the first time since NXT TakeOver Battleground. But if Sami Zayn somehow picks up a victory here tonight, Sami Zayn is added to Swerve versus Kevin Owens. It will go from a one-on-one to a triple threat for the Undisputed Championship. And you just have to think. If I'm Swerve, he understands the like the pressure is on him. He calls himself Big Pressure, but is he really ready for Big Pressure? This could make or break his SummerSlam right now. There's a world. Who the better champion, Swerve or Damian Priest? Let me be real with you. And this is all biased. Swerve is the better champion. And did I say all biased? I'm lying. I meant to say it's all biased. Swerve is the better champion. Now, if you would have asked me that before, because we haven't seen enough of Swerve as champion, to be honest. He's had one match. Don't get me wrong. He's only had one match as champion. He's had promos and stuff, but we've only seen Swerve in action once since winning that title. Damian Priest has been champion all season. Damian Priest has gone up against the likes of Gunther. He's gone up against Bobby Lashley, Baron Corbin, Randy Orton, Booker T, KC Jericho, and the list can keep going. Damian Priest has had a hell of a run. And one thing you can tell based off, even though Swerve and Sami are in the ring right now, it's the beginning of the match. I'll get to it in a second. One thing you can say, hey man, don't be saying stuff like that. We need Swerve versus Roman. Roman hasn't shown up one time this season. But, like I was saying, Damian Priest definitely sent a message on Raw. I think that was his point. He's tired of being disrespected. He's the champion, and going into SummerSlam, they have him as the underdog. Obafemi may be the king of the ring, but Obafemi is super fresh here. Damian Priest has been on a run, and he feels so done with, oh my God, stunner. I've never even seen it. Swerve never even sold a stunner like that from Kevin Owens. Let me put up this poll. But again, like, Damian Priest is tired of being disrespected. He doesn't get his due diligence. And I think when it comes to SummerSlam, we're going to see a very, very pissed off Priest. Duck now. Leapfrog. All right, pose up. Oh, boom! Hit with the inverted crush in the main event. Oh man, this is crazy. I love that this is the main event though. Like, there's nobody better to end off Smackdown, in my opinion. As Swerve taking a little moment to taunt Sami Zayn. Picks him up. Swerve looking for a tombstone lung blower. Now going for a springboard moonsault. Sami Zayn rolled out of the way. Swerve had no idea. Crashed and burned. Sami Zayn gonna take advantage as he should. Remember, man, tell me about it. I be cooking sometimes. Going for the cover out to sit out powerbomb one. Kick out from Swerve. Like I said, the pressure's on. Swerve can't afford to mess up at any point in this matchup. Dragon Sleeper. Swerve immediately finding himself out of that. Duck, no, caught. Hurricane Rana from Sami. Like, you have to think, Sami Zayn has been waiting over a year. Did I watch the IRL Smackdown? No, I saw a highlight from Twitter. That's it. Clothesline. Drop kick right there. But what was I saying? Yeah, Sami Zayn's been waiting over a year for this match, or for an opportunity to get his hands on Swerve once again. Super kick. Swerve cost him over a year of his career. So of course, this is a match Sami couldn't wait for. And with the stakes being so high, why am I talking like I didn't book this? This is me. I did this. He should really be thanking me. I'm big money. I do stuff for big money. Uh-oh. Swerve wanted something. Sami caught him. Triple back elbows. Roundhouse from Swerve. Chop. Kick. Up you go. No rolls out of the way. Sami went for something. Got caught. BPK right there from Strickland. Going for the, no, he's not. Going to that mounted punch, just ground and pounding away on Mr. Sami Zayn. This is years of frustration coming out right now. Went for it again, and now Sami just 3 stiff rights, and that's all it took, and Swerve is back down. Never mind, overhead kick right there. Running knee right there from Strickland. And again, that's why you can't taunt too much. You got to remember, a lot can go down right now. Swerve is a member of Hit Row, even if he doesn't necessarily act like it. Those guys don't necessarily, you don't see them around each other as much. Swerve likes to do things on his own, but he understands he has an insurance plan in Hit Row. Like, when Swerve came back, one of the first things that happened, Ashante Theodonis told Swerve, nah, you're good. He had a title defense against Shinsuke Nakamura. I'll look into it. Ethan Page is the Intercontinental Champion right now. I don't know about that. Well, we'll see. But like I was saying, Ashante had a title defense against Shinsuke. A spiral tap right there from Swerve. That could be the match. Going for the cover. 1, 2, kick out. But like I was saying, Ashante had a match, a U.S. title defense against Shinsuke Nakamura the day Swerve, or the day after Swerve came back. Swerve tried to come out with Hit Row. Ashante told him, nah, you're good. You can stay where you're at. When Swerve went up against AJ Styles later that night, Hit Row was nowhere to be found. So it's like, it seems like they're together, but they're not. They don't act like a unit. And Swerve... That Swerve caught a boot to the jaw and a half and half suplex to follow it up. Sami Zayn gonna go for the cover. 1. Zayn, Haluva kick. That could be it already to get added. Whoa. Oh. Yeah, we know for a fact Kevin Owens is watching this. Like, this doesn't only affect Swerve. It affects Kevin Owens as well. And you have to think, once again, Kevin Owens already having to deal with the fact that he's not the undisputed champion. This is the first time since we started Universe Mode on 2K23 that Kevin Owens doesn't have a championship. Kevin Owens is on his... the ref ball is funny. Oh, wait, hold on. Swerve! Swerve, stop! One. What? Running knee. Swerve. Disbelief. So am I. Back to the top. Splash. Sammy moves. Drop kick. Clothesline from Zayn. Back elbow from Zayn. Down goes Swerve. Zayn now working on that neck. Bang. Off the ropes. Springboard moonsault from the champion. Back elbow. Double it. Finally gets him to lose that grip. Sami Zayn, drop kick again, catches the champion off guard. Now going to the middle rope, Sami Zayn with the splash to the back of Swerve. Going for the cover off the splash. Kick out immediately. This is one thing we're used to from these two. Oh. But Swerve and Sami are two guys that want to kill each other. Rolling Thunder flatliner. They do whatever it takes to take out one another, and they showed that at NXT TakeOver Battleground. I know R-Truth just thinks about that. You think so? I don't think R-Truth thinks at all. I think he's just glad to be in a group. Back elbow. Double it up. Sami Zayn once again finding himself out of a dangerous predicament in the dropkick. I'm getting deja vu. I swear they just ran that same sequence. Right. Double it. Bang. Swerve. Getting Sami Zayn off of him. Now leaning them on the ropes. What are we thinking? Swerve. Clothesline over the top rope goes Zayn. What's the champ thinking? We could be going airborne with a corkscrew moonsault. What's the Miz doing? Miz wrapped up his season around Money in the Bank. Last thing I think Miz did was be in the Money in the Bank ladder match, actually. What up? What up? Yeah, I think Miz went out with an injury after that. And that was a wrap for his season, sadly. Counts at 5. Swerve clearing off that announce table. We've seen this before. We've seen this same scenario before. Super kick dodge. Sami might have saved himself. Swerve, back elbow, another one. These men have killed each other's ribs. Enziguri misses. Referee's at 7. Sami Zayn understands, but so does Swerve. Kick to the midsection. Zayn gonna take advantage. Looking for a brain buster. Off the brain buster. Sami Zayn backs it up. Haluva kick ducked. Swerve tried to turn him around. 4-arm smash. Right. Countered. 4-arm smash. 4-arm smash countered. Sami. Here we go. Off the rope. Swerve with the counter. Drop down. Leapfrog. And now pop up kick. Swerve looked like he wanted a house call right there. Sami avoided disaster. Look for another half and half. Swerve with the counter. Misses that time. Swerve caught again. Picked up. Cradle position. Slides out. Inverted DDT. Here we go. Strickland. Middle rope. What's the champ thinking? Swerve went for something. Sami avoids disaster once again. Overhead kick once again from Swerve. Forearm. Not even close that time. Picked up. Sami again. Swerve slides out once more. It's counter after counter for these two right now. We're in crunch time. It's game 7. We're in overtime. There can be zero mistakes. Swerve knows it. Off the ropes. What's he thinking? Oh, he fakes us out. Wait, no he doesn't. Yes he does. Suicide dive. Oh no. That was bad. Is he going off of adrenaline? Like, okay, it counts at 4. Swerve has to, they're brawling on top of the announce table. Right hook from Swerve. Right hook from Swerve. Kick, countered. Sammy. Right, drop Swerve off the table. Counts at 8. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sammy gonna take it by count out. It still counts. It still counts. Swerve catches him off the taunt. Looking for a house call. 1, a 2. Kick out from Sami Zayn. Into the corner, Swerve, hesitation, drop kick, nobody home. Immediately hopping on top with these ground and pound punches. Sammy. Swerve getting back to his feet. Kick, knocks Swerve back. Bionic elbow, got the hands up. Swerve. Ooh. Ooh. That's gonna cost them. Sammy, haluva kick, catches Swerve to get into the match at SummerSlam. 1, 2, kick out from Swerve. Zayn caught with back elbows. Swerve, no, still doesn't get that springboard in him, but he does have a way to the corner, and now he has a exploder suplex to get into the match once again. 1, 2, kick out from Strickland once again. Poles are tied 50-50. Haluva and they both countered. Swerve again off the ropes. Ducks it. Gas. Oh, this is so I know. Ducks thunder. Leapfrog. Haluva misses again. Discus clothesline misses. They're just throwing. They're just throwing. Haluva kick connects. 1, 2, kick out. Swerve, I don't know where he's getting it from. There's a hole in the Sammy. He's way too far. Still can't get that cutter. And Sammy again on top of him. I might just have to. I haven't posted a short in a minute. Sami Zayn, springboard, tornado DDT plants the champion. Now going to the top rope, Sami Zayn. One swerve back to his feet. Swerve tried to avoid it. Got him a little bit, but man, that was a bad landing. 1, 2, whoa! That was like a 2.9. Swerve, springboard, moonsault, goes for the cover again. 1, 2. This is crazy. This is crazy. I genuinely don't know who's winning this. Kick, stomp. Oh, wait, I just said all the wrong stuff right there. That was bad. Sami Zayn forearm, chop, roundhouse, bang, Zayn behind him, German suplex, everybody down. Swerve, that's technically a cover in my opinion, but Sami Zayn's arm his shoulder is up. So I guess not. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. I was just talking about them earlier. Hit Rose music playing. The crowd is getting excited. I can't see what they see. It's Ashante. Chair shot from Adonis. Oh my gosh, not like this, or maybe like this, to keep it one-on-one. Strickland, top rope, looking for a swerve stomp. Oh my goodness. Here comes the prize fighter. Kevin Owens making his way to the ring, and there's the Mr. Money in the Bank. Drew McIntyre stopping Kevin Owens in his tracks. Knee right to the jaw. These two brawling at the entrance ramp. DDT from Owens to McIntyre. And a splash. We still got a match going on. Kevin Owens staring a hole into Drew McIntyre. What is going on? Chop, ducked it that time, forearm, overhand, bang, McIntyre kick to the midsection, throwing Kevin Owens down the ramp. This is Swerve gonna turn his attention back to Sami Zayn. Camera still focused. I don't know if Swerve realized he should have pinned Sami Zayn. He still hit that Swerve stomp. These two still brawling. Who would have thought Drew McIntyre would be the one trying to save this matchup? It seems like Drew McIntyre. What do we want? Does Kevin Owens realize what's happening? If he helps, oh, it doesn't matter. Stunner to McIntyre. I think they're on the wrong side. If I'm them, Swerve stomp misses. Sammy bumps into him. Helluva kick. No way. Off the distraction. 1, 2. Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn just beat Swerve Strickland once again. What a match this was. Followed with an interference. I genuinely don't know what to say. I'm kind of confused. If you're McIntyre, I would expect you to want a triple threat. And if you're Kevin Owens, I would want to keep it one-on-one. I wouldn't have came out here to help Sami Zayn in this situation. I can't lie to you. I'm letting Sammy take the bullet. If there was a gun to my head, shoot my friend. Don't shoot me. And right here, I don't know how to feel. I mean, I know how I feel. That was a big money decision right there for me. I have a triple threat at SummerSlam now. I just had a blockbuster main event. But as a competitor in Kevin Owens, I would have had to let my friend die. My morals would have had to go out the window right there. And Drew McIntyre, he should have waited. I would have personally waited and cashed in. But Sami Zayn has now picked up the biggest victory of the season for himself right now, as he is now heading to SummerSlam. He now has a path. He now knows where he'll be. He won't be in catering. In the final main event of SmackDown, Sami Zayn is victorious. And now look at that. That's beautiful. Swerve, Kevin, Sammy, undisputed championship, main event of SummerSlam. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I'm excited. I really am. Sami Zayn now celebrating with Kevin Owens. I don't know. I don't know if this was the best decision for Owens, but if he's happy with it, I'm happy with it. As look at those two celebrate another one-up over Mr. Strickland. Wait. Kevin Owens stunner to Sammy! Kevin Owens stares him down. He just stomped on his neck, and now a splash. This is what I wanted to see. Now you're thinking with your brain. Kevin Owens going off on his best friend. Look at that blue thunder bomb to Zayn. This is what I wanted to see. Now you're realizing what just happened. You just turned your one-on-one into a triple threat, and Sami Zayn has once again entered himself into Kevin Owens' championship picture. It's only one person that can be at the top, and Sami Zayn does not have what it takes right now, because Kevin Owens still wants to be there. He still wants that spot, and Kevin Owens is going off as he's tossing. Oh no. I know what this means. Kevin Owens, kick to the midsection. Good night, Sammy. Apron powerbomb to Zayn from his best friend. Well, that's tough. That's my Spike cut out. He was still here with me in spirit. But that's really how we're ending SmackDown. Kevin Owens. Hey, whoever voted for Swerve at the end, y'all be cheating. I mean, it was wrong, but y'all be cheating. But that's really it. The next show is Heatwave, but the one I'm going to talk about the most is SummerSlam. Because SummerSlam is my show. And I really am in disbelief of what I just saw. Kevin Owens taking it. I shouldn't be, because, again, it's only room for one person. He might be tapped. That's real. He might be taped up at SummerSlam. But, like, there's only room for one person at the top. And in that case, I want to help. But we're going to talk about the King of the Ring, Obafemi, going up against Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship. If you didn't see Raw, I'm pretty sure they're going to show you what happened at the end of Raw. Let's go. Come on, guys. Speed this up. Man, do y'all actually want me to talk about this? Like, production. I don't feel like sitting here talking about this. But like I was saying earlier, Damian Priest, tired of being disrespected. Obafemi showed up on Raw. He had the whole crowd chanting his name, Oba, Oba. He walked into the ring after Damian Priest was victorious in I think the main event against Eddie Guerrero. Walked up, wanted a handshake, and Damian Priest looked at that man in his face and slapped him. You know how bold you have to be to slap Obafemi? Like, dang, how long did y'all make this? Look, here it is. Oba stuck his hand out. Bam! Led to a huge brawl. It was right here. It was right here when I thought it was all over him. Like, there's a lot of this cut out. I'm not going to lie to you. Femi was going off. Femi was taking it to Damian Priest. And this is really what everybody expected. Somebody's music hit. I still don't know whose music hit to this day, because that was some unknown music. Damian Priest will take advantage with a low blow. Off the low blow, it really went downhill for Femi. And I think he was really sending a statement to Obafemi come SummerSlam, because not one stopped the heaven. It didn't stop there. He didn't hit. When did my ringer turn on? He didn't hit two South the Heavens. But then he followed up, went and got a table, and made a statement by sending the King of the Ring through the table with a third South of Heaven. Then we got the Women's World Championship on the line. You know, Asuka versus Alexa Bliss. Let's be real. This match has had so much build-up, like Damage Control coming back together. Huh? You know I was female. What that mean? Did I say something? But dang, I'm gonna pause that because you just distracted me. But like I was saying, Asuka reforming Damage Control, making her way over to Raw. If you don't remember, Asuka won the Royal Rumble on the draft night. On draft night, Asuka won a Royal Rumble, and she got the opportunity to pick whatever championship she wanted to go for. It could have been the women's tag titles. It could have been. Now, he heard my ringer. You know, that was Kim Possible. He's trying to be funny. But Asuka had the opportunity to go after the women's tag team championships, the women's intercontinental championship, the women's undisputed title over here on SmackDown, because she was a SmackDown superstar. But instead, she chose to go after Alexa Bliss's women's world championship. But she did it in a manner nobody expected. She came, it was right after a Kairi Sane match, and Asuka put the work on Alexa Bliss for no reason. Brought back Damage Control. They all kind of just whooped on Bliss, and Bliss will retaliate the next week with chairs and tables and kendo sticks and guitars. And she kind of put she showed you why she's the women's champion, to be honest with you. So I think that'll be a fun match to watch. But here we go. This is one that I'm really excited to see, because at first, I saw nothing in this man. The man on the left, the Intercontinental Champion, that is all ego, Ethan Page. And Ethan Page went from episode 1, where he won the Intercontinental Championship, broke Wade Barrett's undefeated streak that lasted 3 years. Broke that streak, won the IC title, and didn't show up for another 30 episodes. And the more I realized it, I put a lot of hate on him. But it wasn't Ethan Page. It was his management. It was his general manager. And once I got rid of that general manager and I had Ethan Page showing up, believe me, you should have something. You know, I feel like I thought about that. It's just, I don't see that happening. But it's one of those situations where Ethan Page had to be behind somebody new. And there's a lot of situations where we've had these scenarios. For example, I don't think Casey Jericho would have had the best season if he stayed where he was, or R-Truth would have had the best season if he stayed where he was. There's guys like Bobby Lashley who's still being held hostage. Guys like Gunther that were still being held hostage up until management switched. And I think this is one of those scenarios. Ethan Page has defended his championship in triple threats. He's gone up against the likes of Cody Rhodes. He's gone up against the likes of Trick Williams. He's gone up against the likes, oh my gosh, who did he defend that title against? It was very recently. Pete Dunne. It's been a lot of guys like that Ethan Page has had an opportunity to showcase himself against because he's getting booked properly. And let's be real, especially after what I just watched right now, this match was almost a triple threat. It was Ethan Page. Imagine Ethan retains. I mean, who knows, man? But it was Ethan Page going up against Cody Rhodes. And if Cody Rhodes beat Ethan Page the same way Sami Zayn just did tonight, Cody Rhodes would have been added to that triple threat. Or he would have been added to this matchup. Who stopped Cody Rhodes from being entered into this matchup? That man on the right, Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect, who really hasn't gone by Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect for a while. John Cena does whatever he needs to do to make sure that he comes out on top, to make sure that he gets his opportunities, and it's only his opportunities. John Cena cost Cody Rhodes that match to make sure that when it came to SummerSlam, it was him and Ethan Page, nobody else involved. And let me be honest, the odds are not in Ethan Page's favor, but anything can happen. I'm not gonna count him out, but I don't know. It's a slim chance. John Cena was one of the top guys in online universe mode. And then I'm not gonna lie. This is a match that I definitely didn't see happening. Okay. At first, this match would have happened on last Raw. It would have been on the Go Home Raw. But the more I thought about it, this can possibly be match of the night. We got two SmackDown guys and Javon Evans and Cedric Alexander going for the Raw Tag Team Championships. They didn't even, it wasn't like I gave them the opportunity. They went up against the likes of Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. I believe the Street Profits were in that match. And Fraxion too. And they came out on top. That means they earned this opportunity. And I would have been wrong if I didn't let them showcase themselves once again. We understand it's like the rookie and the vet. Javon Evans, brand new around here. Cedric Alexander, been around for years, but never having that moment. Never really getting that chance at the top. This is his chance. Then you got on the right, you got the New Day. Two guys who have done it all. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods have had really the entire world at their fingertips. Even this season, you see they're the World Tag Team Champions. I don't know I don't know a time where the New Day weren't one of the top tag teams, no matter what brand they've been on. And it was no different here. So it's like, are they too comfortable? Have the New Day gotten comfortable at the top when there are two guys that are hungry and want to make a name for themselves? The Prime OG, I see it. That's pretty good. But I'm gonna be real. I'm very excited for what's to come at SummerSlam. I'm going to tell y'all, SummerSlam has, with me having so much time, I put a lot more effort into SummerSlam than I have any other card ever. So I really, before I forget, I hope y'all have y'all schedules clear, because SummerSlam was like 3 hours and like 10 minutes or something like that. So if you don't got time to watch it in full, just keep coming back and watch what you missed. But it's hella long. So I'm gonna try and start that one like pretty early, cause I don't want y'all, it's already 12 right now. Probably won somebody's time. So, I'm gonna try and start that one pretty early, because it is such a stacked card. In case anybody wasn't here while we was talking about it, let's talk about all of the matches In case you just missed it, I'm not going over that again. You can watch it. I'll let you watch it. But main event's gonna be Swerve versus Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens after a blockbuster main event. I really don't wanna. I'm not rewatching all of that. Here, you can add the picture though. I'm too lazy to go over all that. But that's gonna close out the show, and I believe, to be honest with you, I don't know who do y'all have winning this. I don't know who I have winning this. This is literally any man's match. Realistically, Kevin Owens is the most dominant guy I've seen since Wade Barrett in the Universal mode. But we understand that Sami Zayn can beat Swerve. We know that Swerve can beat Kevin Owens. And after what we just saw, Kevin Owens can definitely whoop Sami Zayn. This might be the most even triple threat I've ever seen. How many matches is on SummerSlam? 8. It's 4 from Raw, and then 4 from here. So it's both tag titles, the US and IC, both world championships, and both women's. We dang, I didn't realize I was gonna have to do that much skipping. But right here, Liv Morgan. You predict nobody wins? I don't think that's possible. Like, that's the main event. That is the last 2K25 episode. Somebody's winning. Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, the Queen of the Ring versus the women's champion, the women's undisputed champion, somebody who's been at the top of the mountain for God knows how long. We were talking about the New Day being comfortable. Wait, Claymore's coming somebody's way? That sounds like somebody's still winning. It just won't be one of them 3. It sounds like you think there's going to be a Money in the Bank cash-in. But I think when it comes down to this, after Liv Morgan's performance tonight, Tiffany Stratton might just come out on top. I think Liv Morgan, when you think about all of her, you have a feeling Liv wins. It's possible. It's also possible Tiffany Stratton wins. It's a 50-50. But like, Liv Morgan, all of her opponents, besides Michelle McCool, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, none of them were 100% when Liv was fighting them. Oh, Io Sky, when she won Queen of the Ring, I'll give her that. But nobody was really 100% when Liv Morgan was going up against them. And this is Tiffany Stratton, who rarely competes now because there's nobody that really touches her on the rosters going up against Liv Morgan. And like, this is a dangerous Tiffany Stratton. I don't know. That's definitely one to watch. This one, probably my favorite match on the card. Nah, it's Swerve's match. But this one, Ashante has his hands full with Aleister Black and Ilya Dragunov. And after Hit Row won by disqualification, thanks to some dirty tactics from Adonis, I got a feeling it might come back to bite him when it comes to SummerSlam. I just don't know. Especially after the chemistry I saw from those two tonight, I know for a fact that when they fight each other, it's all that friendship stuff goes out the window. But they definitely have a mutual respect for each other. Those two have kicked and hit each other as hard as possible. Sorry, Ashante, but Aleister Black wins. That's a take. I feel like that's super disrespectful to Adonis, especially after the season he's had. But, I mean, anything is possible. For sure. And, of course, this match. TLC. Tag Team Championships on the line. Camera Hunters. Usos. Pretty Deadly. We got Yeet. We got Yes Boy. And then we got the Camera Hunters. I don't think they have anything. Don't be saying no corny lines. I honestly, let me be real. With all the bad blood between these 3 teams and this hate triangle, this is going to be one to pay attention to. The Usos and the Camera Hunters have tried to end each other's career all season. Pretty Deadly has been stuck in the middle like Jenna Ortega because they have those tag team championships. I don't know who wins this match either, to be honest. especially after tonight, Pretty Deadly clean sweeping the Camera Hunters. But again, this is a match where there's no pinfalls needed. All you have to do is climb that ladder and retrieve those tag team championships, and that's all she wrote. This is it. You get these championships, you're automatically on a roster. This is where it counts the most. I don't think anybody truly understands how high the stakes are. We've seen people like Stone Cold go undrafted after holding the Universal Championship all season and losing it at the end. You knew you liked this channel? Why is that? What am I missing? But we've seen people like Stone Cold go undrafted. Oh, that's real. Real. Ball knowledge goes crazy. But like, if the Usos, Camera Hunters, Pretty Deadly, like, I don't know. And it really applies to everybody on the card. This is where it matters the most. Stuck in the middle is hard. I really like that. But I'm not gonna keep holding y'all's time. I have things to get to. We know what I'm talking about. Some big money moves. So we're gonna get ready to close the show. It was a hella long show anyways. I just added like 10 minutes just talking. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to close out the very last Smackdown of 25, I want to say thank you to everybody who side hustle. Ooh, bar knowledge ain't that hard. I have no clue what that is. But yeah, like I was saying, as we get ready to close out the very last Smackdown of Universe Mode, I'm again not gonna be here that long because I think I'm gonna say everything I really want to say for SummerSlam. But as in case anybody does miss SummerSlam, they were here for this one. I just want to say thanks for all the support this season. 50 episodes is pretty good, but I really wanted more, and there were supposed to be more, but sometimes things doesn't work out like you wanted to, and that's completely fine. I am completely satisfied with everything we did this season, and I'm eternally grateful for anybody who was watching, anybody that was watching throughout this entire time period. Like we've had a lot of people. We've had a lot of people come and go, and for those that stayed and stuck with us throughout everything, that was really, really, really appreciated. It meant a lot. As you can see, like, it's kind of strange because we started off with 3 people, then it kind of went to 2.5, and then it went to 2, and then it went to 1.5, and then it was mainly me, and then it's been a lot this season. But I didn't really want to. 50 episodes is good. Well, why are you talking about Chad Gable? Like, okay, Chad Gable, he's on Heat Wave. You know that he's on Heat Wave. He's going up against Ricochet for the North American Championship. Congratulations. But, it was really a lot. I do appreciate everybody that stuck through, even when we just kind of disappeared at times, because I don't know, man. I don't know how it's been a lot. I didn't see me again here, though. But SmackDown has been you're acting like KB, dude, but like SmackDown was definitely one for me to run. I do appreciate everybody that followed me over from NXT over to SmackDown, because that was a huge change. I didn't see it happening, but I'm glad that it did. It gave me a different experience. It gave me a time where I had to work with people to build a show instead of me just having my own thing and doing it on my own time. It was definitely needed. Something needed to change, and I'm glad that this was what happened. I mean, next season it'll only be me and Spike, or maybe just me. Hopefully Spike's there. I can't make any promises. I'm trying to figure it out, man. I think it's gonna be both of us, though. Welcome everybody to the stream. You're late. Make sure you're here on time next time, because we're wrapping the show up. But I will tell you, go back and watch the show. It was pretty good. I think I cooked for our last episode of SmackDown before we get to our pay-per-views. That could be true. It could be us 3. But yeah. The next episode will be Heat Wave, guys. We are done with regular shows. The next show will be Heat Wave NXT. NXT Heatwave hosted by Spike. Oh man. Who walks out as the final NXT champions of Online Universe mode? Oh man. Undertaker going up against Stone Cold. We got Chad Gable going up against Ricochet for the North American Championship. We have the tag team championships on the line in the Tornado Tag Fatal 4-Way with I almost said the Usos, that was bad, with DIY defending their titles, which they just gained against the Shield, against the Hardys, and against the LWO, who has had such a phenomenal season. And then I believe we have Omos going one-on-one against Shaq. And last but not least, Jordynne Grace going up against Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch for the NXT Women's Championship. That is not going to be a show that you want to miss. But we know the more important show, no disrespect to Spike, the show after Heatwave, SummerSlam, really the one you don't want to miss. And I hope to see y'all there. But with that being said, there's nothing else on SmackDown. Quite literally nothing else on SmackDown. This is it. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notices so that you don't miss the last 2 episodes of Online Universe Mode on 2K25 as we get ready to transition to 26 with the beautiful, beautiful draft. Who goes where next season? Who makes debuts? Who makes returns? We'll see when we get there. But for now, I have to bid you adieu. So, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, hold on. I'm tripping. Shout outs. Okay. First and foremost, shout out to Kamari and Shelton's dad. And of course, I'm so scared I'm gonna fuck this up. Was it Jacquez? I feel like it was Jacquez. I feel like that's what it was. I'm gonna pause. Boom. All right. And then, of course, we had Deshaun Jackson here tonight. Shout out to him. What a GOAT. He took time out of his legendary career or something like that to come down here. We had Fresh Plays in here. We had Zeno in here. And before I forget, shout out to anybody else that was here at any point of the stream, because without you, we wouldn't be able to do this. So, as always, thank y'all for watching. And with that being said, now we're gonna wrap this up. I have to bid you adieu. So, goodbye, mwah, and good night. Bang. All right, we'll see you guys when we see you guys. Peace.